Hey there YouTube, it's Carlos. So it's been a little bit since I made a video. It's been pretty quiet at the mailbox, so there hasn't been anything worthwhile as far as making a pickup video. But I did get a couple of things finally in the mail, and I think I have a ComC order that's going to come this week, so that'll warrant its own video because that's going to be a long one. I think I've got over 100 cards in that order, so that's its own video. It's going to be separate from the rest of this stuff. I don't think I have anything else that I'm expecting to come from eBay or anywhere else. I had to slow things down just as some bills are starting to pick up. I got property taxes and that coming up, so that's going to take priority. But I did get a couple of things in for a couple of the collections, so I'm going to go over that. And I'm going to have a little fun doing a little bit of a rambling video talking about the Mike Baseball Collector thing a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a different angle on it than some folks, but where's the fun if you can't make somebody mad? Because apparently somebody's going to get mad no matter what you say about that. But that's I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let me do the pickups. So first, for the Medano collection, I've got one more of these oversized cards. Unfortunately, this one didn't come with the top loader, but this is 97-98 Beehive Gold Team. It's a nice looking card, nice shine going on with it. It's kind of cool because it finishes off that set for me. So that's 97-98. But if you can see so I'll try to put the two beside each other. So you got the Beehive Gold Team like that, like you can see with the rainbow foil and everything. And that goes with the Beehive Team, which is almost identical. The only difference really is just this bottom section here. There's really no difference in the back. They're both 3 out of 25. They look pretty much the same. So if you can see that there. No numbering or anything. They didn't do that for this year's edition. But they had a lot of oversized cards for this particular year. It's a nice looking set though. Definitely I like having it completed. It's been one of those ones that have been sitting for a while. And this pickup, the latest one, this one was the one I had before in the back. So this latest one actually came from Australia. So it had quite a journey to get to me, which is kind of cool. Took a little while, but it did finally get there. Next one is kind of a simple, straightforward card. It's from 2000 Omega, NHL Generations. You've got Mike Medano and David Legwan. So hopefully you can see that. Pretty straightforward card, nothing too crazy. Decent little design though. Not too bad, nothing crazy there. And then a couple of Vladimir Guerreros to finish off the latest pickups. So this one's from eBay. So this is the, I think this is Panini Chronicles, and this is the Unparalleled, which I'm familiar with in the football product, and this is the Astral Parallel to that. So again, you got a nice shiny card. Let me see if I can get that in focus. There we go. You can see you got the little stars going on in the background, so that's the Astral version. This one is not numbered. I still got to get the regular version as well, but these are nice looking cards. Very thin stock though, I will say, if you're familiar with them. They are chip magnets because they got the black borders, especially on the back. So if you're trying to get anything that you want worth grading, this is probably not going to be it. You're going to have to really make sure you see one of these in person. But it is a really nice looking card. I like that, and fits in the collection with Rookie Year for Vladimir Guerrero. And then this one's a nice one. This is from Immaculate. So 2019 Immaculate, this is the Rookie RPA. So if you've seen any of my previous pickup videos, this will look familiar to you because I had the parallel version numbered to 49. So this is the numbered out of 99. This is the actual quote-unquote rookie card. So that's another one off that little list. I've been slowing down on the pickups for those, but we're making some headway. And now that we're heading into the 2020 season, I'm going to try to pick up a few more, but I have noticed the prices have started picking up. I wanted to get a couple more copies of the flagship one, but I have noticed the prices on those have started to go up. I'm happy that I got the one that I did get, and I do have it in a PSA 9, so it's nice, but I probably would have loved to have grabbed a couple more while the price was still under control. I totally missed the boat on that one. So, now I'm going to talk about the Mike Baseball Collector thing. Now that's it for the pickups. Like I said, there's going to be a ComC pickup thing probably this week. And that'll be its own video because it's going to be a long one. Getting over a little bit of a cold, so forgive me for my voice. While I'm talking about this, I'm actually going to open up... I couldn't find any 2020 tops, so it would have been appropriate, given what I'm going to be talking about. But my Walmart did have 2018 Donruss. So you had that for clearance. So that's $24.95 Canadian. Oh, sorry, $24.92. I don't know why 92. But anyway, so I'm going to pop this open. Using the power of editing there because I didn't have my knife with me. And actually, that's going to come into play here in a minute. So while I'm opening this up, this has 8 cards per pack and 7 packs per box, just in case you were curious, for the 2018 edition. And it advertises Cody Bellinger on it, and it says, you can get a Shohei Ohtani autograph, for, first autograph. They got the Blaster exclusive blue and crystal parallels. Nice looking cards anyway from the box. Hopefully you can see that. So we'll see. I haven't opened any of this, but I do like the Donruss in general, the Diamond Kings and all that. So we'll see what the 2018 looks like and see if we got any luck. I actually have 2 of these, and I'll probably save the other one for a different video. So anyway, let's talk about it for a second. So Mike Baseball Collector, who many of you may be familiar with, especially if you click on this video to check that out. I got a silver pack in there, so I'm going to open this one up first. What I'm going to say is, just to summarize, he basically created a video that was meant to be, it was meant to be humorous. And, as a comedian, I would say keep his day job. But what I would say is that the idea behind the video was to go pick up a blaster of 2020 Topps, and the punchline to the joke was that 2020 Topps is on fire, literally. That was the title of the video before he took it down. I think somebody else did repost it. I'll put a link in the description in case you're curious. The reality is, in normal circumstances, I wouldn't bother posting the link to somebody re-upping the video, but without context, it loses something. And I don't buy into the whole idea. It's like, oh, well, it lets people pile on. It's like, well, yeah, you shouldn't have made the video in the first place. And that's kind of the prevailing theme that I have. I'm in the camp where you spend the money. So, if I had taken this and I open these things up and I throw it into a paper shredder, that's my business. Now, if I make a video about it and you want to call me out on that, to be honest, I think that's kind of fair game because I invited it. The analogy that I like to use a little bit on this is it's like me pouring kerosene on myself, lighting a match, dropping it on myself, waking up in the ICU, and then wondering what happened. It's nobody's fault but mine. I have to take there has to be a little bit of accountability and responsibility, and I can't use the defense of, well, it was a joke. It's like, well, maybe it was, but if the joke didn't land, well, then I have to kind of accept some responsibility for that. I didn't actually know what the silver pack was for, but I guess it's like like a cracked ice thing. It's kind of cool. So you got Dominators, or Corey Kluber. These are actually pretty neat looking cards. I like this. It's kind of cool. And then we got Carlos Correa, All-Stars. Also kind of a cracked ice thing going on. It's kind of neat. Not too many people are a fan of the Astros, but it is still kind of cool, I will say. And then Grant Koch, American Pride. So there you go. You got that as well. Got a bunch of subsets in that anyway. And then Foundations. And then, again, if you don't like Houston, this isn't going to be your pack. You got Jose Altuve. Really nice looking cards, though. I do like that shine. I don't know how many they've got and how many subsets, but that's pretty sweet. Glad I got 2 blasters of that. And then we got the blue. So I got Giancarlo Stanton. Kind of a nice blue. Very cool. And these are all unlicensed cards, so you're going to get a lot of the pajama cards with no logos. So just in case you were curious about that, if you didn't already know. We got Chris Bryant, Chicago Cubs. With the blue, that looks pretty nice. Not bad. Then we got Garrett Cole. Focus is struggling a bit. While he was still with the Pittsburgh Pirates. There we go. Hopefully I can get some of the shine on that. And then Anthony Rizzo. So a bunch with the Astros and a bunch with the Chicago Cubs if you're interested in that. So that's kind of the silver bonus pack. Kind of cool though. Some pretty good cards in there. Not too bad at all. I'll put that aside for now. So my point was, if you make the video, you kind of do invite whatever kind of comments you get. And I posted a reply on those back pages, this kind of video. He was sticking up for his friend, which makes sense. At the end of the day, I can't fault anybody for that. And, put me firmly in the camp of, look, I don't care. As I said, it's your money. Do whatever you want. But I would say, though, at the same time, you can't, it is your money. Do whatever you want. You want to post the video, you don't want to post the video. You make a joke and it doesn't land, or it does land. Some people like it, some people don't. There's always going to be a bit of divisiveness in it. But you can't kind of play both sides. You do, especially if you are in a position where you have kind of put yourself in a position to kind of stand, I don't want to say leader of the community because I don't think there is one. And if somebody thinks there's a leader to the community, my God, I don't even know what to tell you. Because there's in the realm of the sports card community, which is still a niche. Then you've got YouTube sports card community, which is a sub-niche. And then you've got folks that do baseball, folks that do football, folks that do hockey, whatever. Basketball, a little bit of all of the above. Modern, vintage, some people do both. Like, we're talking niches on niches on niches. Even the biggest channels are still small potatoes in the grand scheme of YouTube. So if you try to position yourself in any kind of a leadership position for a community, it's weird because there is no such thing, really. You know, there can be people who like you. There can be people who take your opinions and your thoughts into consideration, and that's one thing that's, you know, that completely fair. But even if you do, at the very minimum, while you may not appoint yourself in that way, and that's a different conversation if you want to say about that, but even if you do, even if you're in a position where some people do hold you in that regard, then you do have to at least consider, and that's where the accountability thing comes in. You have to think about what you're doing, is basically what I'm trying to get at, what I'm trying to hit on here. If you don't want to think about what you're doing, and then it doesn't turn out, then you can't act upset that people don't get it or that people call you out on it, because at the end, then you're at the mercy of however people interpret what you're trying to do, because you've left it open to interpretation. To you, it's a joke. To you, it's very funny. But at the same time, some people obviously didn't take the joke well. And some people overreacted. There's the other end of the spectrum as well. But then my big thing is, if you really feel very strongly about it one way or the other, I don't have an issue with that, because you have the right and ability to feel about it however you want. I can't discount that. But at the same time, if somebody else says, oh, well, you're not allowed to feel that way, or at the same time it's like, oh, well, you know, you're being too sensitive about it. Well, my counter is you're being too sensitive about people being too sensitive. It's a childish response, but it's a childish response for a childish video. So what were you expecting? You were being the video, if anything, to be honest, there's a lot of ways you can describe it. The reality is it's being petulant. You don't understand why someone likes to open packs of modern products. A lot of this stuff is worthless. I agree with that. But it's worthless to you. And if the monetary thing is the only thing, that's fair. That's okay. But the thing is, the value, maybe somebody likes to put together team sets for some of these cards. So, you know, that's an Anthony Rendon. This card is not super valuable, but to somebody who collects Washington, that might be interesting to them if they don't already have it. It's not a big deal. You know, Jose Abreu. I don't think the focus is doing very well, so my apologies on that. Dave Winfield. It's actually kind of cool. They got him in San Diego, so that's kind of neat. Andrew McCutcheon. But the overarching point is that what's valuable to you or to me is really of no consequence. That's a personal thing. One of the rated rookies there. And you are totally within your right to feel that, well, these are worthless, so why bother? But that's okay. That means this isn't for you. And it means if somebody does, you know, box-breaking videos where they open stuff like this, well then, don't watch it, because it's not for you. The beauty of it is there's enough different creators in the YouTube space where there is something for everyone. You don't have to watch any of it. My kind of overarching opinion with the whole baseball collector thing is that I'm still going to check out his channel. I hope he does well. I hope he makes more videos. And I'm going to say in a minute kind of what I think, what I would do if I was in his shoes. And I'm not going to, I wasn't asked for advice. This is unsolicited. This is just my opinion. Because you're going to get flack no matter what you do at this point. But I do think at this point you may as well just kind of own it. So Robinson Cano, based on the 84 Donruss design. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Neat card. And Kyle Seager. These are kind of plain, but nonetheless, decent little cards. If I get any Blue Jays, I'll put them aside. That'd be kind of cool. My opinion on it is at this point, for the next video he makes, now he doesn't have to do anything. To be honest, he could just make a video and pretend nothing happened and just kind of roll with it as normal. You're gonna get comments. You're gonna get comments. You're gonna get thumbs down. You're gonna get the whole bit. If it was me and I was in your shoes at this point, it was ill-advised. It was immature. You probably shouldn't have bothered making the video at all. Oh, come on, dented corners, really? That's a shame. That is a shame. Anyway, thanks for the quality control, Donruss. Come on, Panini. Jeez. Anyway, if it was me, what I would do, I wouldn't just make a video and just pretend it didn't happen. So I'll show these anyway, even though they're all dented now. Dustin Pedroia, Carlos Carrasco. If it was me, what I'd do is I'd probably just make a video, and the full extent of me addressing it would be just saying, hey, I made a video. It was really divisive. I took it down because I really didn't think it would be good just to kind of keep having people, you know, throw insults back and forth at each other. One thing that I think there was a mistake on his part, and that's just in my opinion, is that in some ways, it's for some of the comments, he kind of doubled down and kind of gave kind of grumpy responses back, which basically just fueled the thing and just kind of kept it going for the brief time that it was up. Thumpers at third, you got Wade Boggs and George Brett. It's a neat card. Clayton Kershaw. What the heck? Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if this is a... I have to check and see if this is some kind of a variation. But this is Clayton Kershaw, and it says the Humanitarian instead of Los Angeles at the bottom. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I'll check it out. I'm not sure about that one. One Makata Diamond Kings. I'd like it better if it was actually more of a traditional kind of Diamond King design, but anyway, what are you going to do? Joey Votto 84 Donruss design. I apologize for getting through this so slowly, but I'm trying to kind of keep my thoughts coherent while at the same time going and opening these packs. It's trickier than I thought. Rizzo and Chris Bryant to finish off that pack. But I think, honestly, the best you could do is just kind of acknowledge that it was probably ill-advised. I wouldn't apologize, to be honest, because if you don't mean it, don't bother. An apology would probably... An insincere apology would be worse than no apology at all, and it would be worse than not acknowledging it all. If it was me, and I really don't feel bad about it, because you made it, you thought it was... if memory serves me, the way the video was shot, it was about 7 minutes long, and it had multiple shots, so one shot outside the store, one shot in the store, and then kind of shot where the fire pit, where you threw the cards in after opening up the thing. Like, clearly there was enough thought in it that there was at least rudimentary editing in the sense of just cutting the clips together. So you saw the video, and you still thought it was worth posting up because you thought it was funny. So I wouldn't buy anything resembling an apology. It'd be more like, if you did that, it would be more along the lines of an apology of, I'm sorry you were offended, which is kind of the worst kind. To be honest, I wouldn't bother with that. Jim Palmer. I would probably just acknowledge it and just say, hey, you know what? It was a misstep. But at the same time, it was meant to be a joke. If it was meant to be a joke, I assume it was. And it missed. And I'm going to pay closer attention to what I post in the future. And that's enough. It's not really an apology, but that's about all you should give. That's just my stance on it. Because at the end of the day, to me, the cardinal sin here wasn't posting the video. The cardinal sin was just not thinking it through a little bit. It wouldn't have required much thinking through. So we got Chris Bryant, 84 Donruss design. I do like the 84 Donruss. And then Corey Seager, 84 Donruss design. Those back to back. And another Corey Seager. I don't know how they sort these out. I thought there'd be like one of these a pack or something. And then another 84 Donruss of Josh Donaldson. So I do get my Toronto player. Even if it's a former Toronto player. That's kind of cool. I'll put that aside. But I do think I've been very interested to seeing how many videos are just really angry and really upset about it. It's interesting. But I think the counters that some folks put in defending it is really odd. Because I get that you take the stance that like, hey, it's cards, you don't need to take it that seriously, and I agree with that. But at the same time, let the man speak for himself. I really don't think it's necessary. If you have an opinion, knock yourself out. But that, I think, is valid. The discussion, the dialogue, I think is worthwhile. But the whole, well, you guys can't take a joke, so, don't bother posting comments or whatever. It's like, well, if comments are open, people are going to post comments. And the collective we, meaning good or bad, whatever side of this fence you're on, we can post whatever comments we want. You don't have to like the comments. You don't have to agree with the comments. If you want to argue amongst yourselves, knock yourselves out. But the fact is, like I said, it all stemmed from just not thinking through. Because maybe the bigger issue, and I apologize, I'm going to get through these a little quicker here. So Marcus Stroman. The bigger issue maybe is that people are kind of forgetting that in the YouTube world, we're trying to make a value judgment on somebody. The counter argument is, well, Mike's a good guy. Well, the thing is, I don't know if Mike's a good guy or not. I haven't met the guy. And I don't know. And if you know somebody through videos or even communicating with them a little bit by the internet, all of us that make these YouTube videos, we're showing you a window into what we are. This is the same office that I usually will record YouTube videos in. All I did was turn the thing 180 degrees. This is the other wall. I actually realized that I've been doing the other side for the longest time where there's nothing in the background and it's kind of stupid. And I realized it's like, this wall is a lot better for this kind of, for this video because you got all the autograph photos in the background. There's a 16 by 20 Mike Modano autograph and it's with him in the Detroit Red Wings from his brief one-year run. I'm a Modano collector from all the videos that I do, but this has been on the other side of me recording. So usually I'm facing the other way, and I'm facing this every time I record a video. And I was like, why? It's kind of stupid. Why don't I just turn this thing around? Because there's this little display case thing there, and there's all this going on in the background. It's a little more interesting. But the point is, this is the exact same room that I'm recording. And if I hadn't flipped the camera around, you wouldn't have any way of knowing that. And that's kind of what all of this is with the YouTube thing, is that we show a sliver of what we are or what we are in ourselves. Like, there's no way to know that this is on the other side if I just flip the camera around 180 degrees. If I flip it another 90 degrees, maybe there's something else on another wall. There's no way to know until I flip the camera and show you. What we show, or what we choose to show of ourselves, I might, if you met me in day-to-day life, at work or on the street or whatever, I might not engage you the exact same way I do when I do these videos, because I know there's a camera in front of me. I put it there and I turned it on. So when Mike does the same, and you say, oh, Mike's a great guy. Well, if you know him personally, then fair enough. Full value, then you can speak to that. I can't. But as far as that video is concerned, I don't care if he's a good guy or not. It was a bad idea. It was poorly thought out. And as a joke, if I just take it in the context of a joke, and I'm really doing a terrible job opening these packs. I do apologize for that. So Aces in Atlanta. Let me get through quickly this pack at least. Louis Severino. If I just look at it in the context of a joke itself, and I just take it that value, it was a joke that probably would have worked well. I don't know if you remember Vine. It was that thing where you could do these, instead of like a full-fledged video, you do these little short videos. I don't remember how long they were. I feel like they were 7 seconds or 10 seconds, or a really short period of time. I feel like that is a joke you could have pulled off in Vine, because you would have been like at the store, it's like, hey, I hear Topps 2020 is fire, and then you'd immediately cut to the stove or whatever, and then you'd throw it in, and that'd be the end of the joke, and it would have taken about 10 seconds. That was a 7-minute video. It was a 7-minute video where the punchline was repeatedly hammered home before finally getting to the punchline at the very end of the video. And I guess it was supposed to be shock factor. It's like, oh, I wasn't joking, I actually did it. Good for you. So what? You're out $20? Congratulations. Anyway, more Jose Altuve. If you really don't like Houston, then this is a really bad box for you. It's a lot of that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, neat. This is Gary Sanchez, and apparently it says the Kraken. So this is one of the stat line ones. This is numbered to 500. I don't know if that's his nickname. I didn't know that. The Kraken? Okay. Marcell Ozuna. But yeah, if I just grade it as, comedy, it's falls a little short, because to be honest, for such a weak punchline, it took a little too long to get to it. Now mind you could argue that this video's taken too damn long to get to the point, so I guess the irony is not lost on me. So I caught myself on that. You don't get credit for it. I thought of that. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna edit this video down a little bit anyway, but it's still gonna be too damn long. It's the longest box opening for a blaster box ever. Eddie Matthews. I like that it took so long to record that I actually had to restart the camera. Anyway, Frank Thomas. So all I was saying is that this is the longest blaster box opening of all time, and I'm not going to apologize for it. You can leave it. I look forward to your correspondence in the comments. I don't expect a lot of people to catch the video, so I don't care one way or the other. Here you go. Recently traded, Mookie Betts. I don't know what parallel this is supposed to be, actually. So it's numbered to $9.99, and it's got the little cracked ice thing going on, but it's inside the regular pack, so I don't know. It's kind of cool. Good Lord, we got a lot with the nicknames. This is Tuve, 2017 MVP. So look, long story short, overly long blaster box opening notwithstanding. Long story short, my whole thing is that make a video about whatever you want. Buy cards, burn cards, do whatever you want, throw them in a shredder. Honestly, the man could have made a damn video where he went into the Walmart, bought the whole damn row in front of a kid. The kid could have been crying. He could have slapped the kid with the damn box and laughed like the $1 Million Man. Actually, that would have been funny. No, I actually would have enjoyed that a lot more. My video idea is way better. It makes it even more lame. Now that I think about it, the $1 Million Man cackle would have really sold it for me. I was a big fan of the $1 Million Man. Juan Makata. The thing is that you have the ability and the right to make anything you want. And you can show any side of yourself that you want to in this medium. But I think the overarching theme, the overarching point that I'm trying to make here is then you can't be upset in any way, shape, or form, and that goes for people who would defend or argue in your favor. You can't be upset if people reject the side that you decide to show for yourself. Because if they feel like there's an inconsistency between what they think you're trying to portray yourself as, or what they think that you're coming off as with the way that you make your videos, and then what you're doing, then there's going to be a bit of a disconnect. I think the same video could have been made by a Blue Jacket 66, and if you take the tone of a lot of his videos, I think he could have pulled that off. A Pepino Man, I think, could have pulled that off. So there are folks that could have made virtually the same video. I think they would have done it with a little better style. But I think they could have made that video, and it might have come off completely differently. So I guess maybe the problem is that I think Baseball Collector didn't really think about his channel the way that a lot of it is and the tone that a lot of it has. And he decided to go for something that didn't quite resonate or fit with the rest of his channel. And of course, there are some people who just don't like you because for whatever reasons they don't like you. And then this is just a good excuse for them to kind of clap back at you. Jackie Bradley Jr. So this is the last pack, so mercifully we made it to the end of this blaster. I actually have one more blaster, but I'm not going to open it up in this video. I'm not going to subject you to that. This video is already long enough, so that's about as far as that's going to go. How many of these have nicknames on them? JBJ. So Jackie Bradley Jr. I guess a lot of them do. Ryan McMahon. Really having trouble with that focus. And there's Gary Sanchez. See, without the nickname. So I'm like, the other one said the Kraken, but it was the parallel. So I don't know. I gotta look up this product a little bit more. So Madison Baumgartner, 84 Donruss style. Very cool. And last one, Chipper Jones to finish it off from Atlanta. So this one definitely qualifies. This is a full-fledged rambling video. I'm gonna try to edit a little bit of this to try to make it a little bit less lengthy, a little bit more coherent. Long story short, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks. But at the same time, I think, like I said, at the end of the day, I wouldn't apologize. I also wouldn't double down. Maybe the approach would be just to accept that it happened, and accept that, you know what, not everyone's going to agree with the method you do it. It is your channel. You can still do whatever you want. But I guess there would be some value to at least thinking about a little bit, because, like I said, some of the stuff I've said in this video, some people aren't going to like. But by the time that I put this video up, and this is maybe the last point I'll make here, and like I said, it's already been a long enough video, but the last point that I'll make is, there's some stuff that I'm going to say that maybe some people will like, maybe some people won't like. And the thing is, by the time I put this video up, I will have edited the video, and I will have listened back on everything that I've said to get this thing into the package that I'm going to get this into. And if you are seeing this, it means that I've decided that I'm okay with putting this out into the world. So if a bunch of people thumbs down it, or, you know, put angry messages underneath, I have accepted that. I have made a decision. And that's the thing. It's accountability. You have to accept that if you decide to put that out there, that you're going to get some responses that you may not want. And if that is something that if you don't want to be divisive, because the video was going to be divisive, whether you thought it was a joke or not, some people were not going to take it as a joke. And it wasn't that hard to anticipate. And I think the lack of thinking was a bigger problem than the actual act itself. Because like I said, a lot of people don't give a crap that you spend your own. You could have incinerated $1,000 of your own cash on the screen, and that's your business. That's your problem. And in reality, a blaster is like 20 bucks. So at the end of the day, it's not going to move the needle. You're right that there's a lot of 2020 Topps product out there, but some people like opening packs of this. This, I don't think I got my $25 back. There's some neat looking cards in it, but most of this stuff really isn't worth anything, and I'm not going to do anything with most of it. There's a couple of cards that I'll keep, but to be honest, there's a really good chance I might just chuck a bunch of these singles in the garbage. But I'm not going to film it, and I'm not going to make a show of it, even for a joke. And that's kind of the point. You choose what you're going to show. So today, this is the window that I'm going to show, and this is the angle that I'm going to take on it. That's it. If you've got any comments, I'd be more than happy to check out any thoughts you might have, and I'll reply back. I'm not going to hide, and I'm not going to take the video down because I don't think I've said anything that crazy. It's just my opinion. It's just my thought process on it, and the longest blaster box opening I've ever done. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.